check this out. This gets unbelievably wild the second you get into this. We're going to start here at Science Alert, and this happened just a couple days ago. This is insane. Listen to this. An AI just independently discovered alternate physics. Oh, this is fine. This should be fine, right? Hey, it just independently discovered alternate physics. Yeah, this is good. This is going to be okay. Let's read straight from this article. This is from July 29th, just a couple days ago. Listen to this. Grab any physics textbook and you'll find formula after formula describing how things wobble, fly, swerve, and stop. The formulas describe actions we can observe, but behind each could be sets of factors that aren't immediately obvious. Now, a new AI program developed by researchers at Columbia University has seemingly discovered its own alternative physics. Uh-oh. After being shown videos of physical phenomena on Earth, the AI didn't rediscover the current variables we use. Instead, it actually came up with new variables to explain what it saw. All right? Now look, this is the wild thing about AI and about these conversations and about why we get together and talk about this type of stuff. Because if you literally allow this machine learning AI to reinterpret physics, right, without giving it our own laws and our own, everything at Newtonian physics, right? Without giving it those parameters of what we've discovered through experimentation over hundreds or even thousands of years as people, and just allow it to kind of observe what's happening in, with our gravity and with all the rest of everything that's happening on Earth, things get weird, right? Especially when it doesn't come to the same conclusions. And that's the spooky part, all right? That's where this gets, Einstein said spooky action at a distance. Well, this is spooky action right in our backyard because AI is everywhere now. And so we'll go back to this article in just a sec. But so it got me thinking, right, in terms of not just what's happening with AI, but how it's going to turn the entire world on its head. Because think about this. If we're talking in terms of, well, it took us hundreds or even thousands of years of really entertaining what the human experience is, and through that experimentation to create the laws of physics, the Newtonian physics, okay? And again, tons and tons of work went into this. And does it mean it's perfect? Of course not, because we're still learning every single day. And again, I do talk about what science hasn't achieved, but I do believe that science is a good thing. I know that it's been politicized and all this stuff recently, and I'm not a denier of any of this stuff. Like a lot of this stuff is really, really the reason why we have longer, fuller lives anymore than we did 100 years ago, right? And we have this scientific method. Not politicizing science, the scientific method to thank for all that, okay? So here's the craziest part, right? So with all of this, now, if we have the Newtonian laws of physics as we know them, as described in physics, okay? The known laws of physics, and we give all of our parameters on Earth, not all, but let's say, a ball bouncing or, a feather falling, right? Weights and feathers, right? Back to that old experiment, right? A pound of weight, a pound of lead and a pound of feathers, which falls faster, right? And it's still a pound, isn't it? It's still a pound. So it doesn't really matter. We're talking density and all kinds of other things that are like very complicated, at least in terms of, well, people understanding them. Well, back to this AI. Now the AI, right, is able to determine a new set of physics, new parameters in what is going on here, right? So it got me thinking, right? And this is the thing. This is what got me thinking in terms of science tonight and the science of sorcery. And what I mean by that is if just given one shot to really go through and determine its own level of, let's say, physical attributes to a new set of physics, basically, that AI does its own thing and it comes up with its own thing. How much are we actually missing?